Hello everyone, I am Dr. Velamani P.S., Professor, Department of Computer Science, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. In this video, we are going to see network security concepts. Firewall hardware and types of firewall. Firewall hardware. Before going to explain this firewall hardware, let us try to know about the firewall. The firewall hardware, it is a hardware device. Firewall hardware is a device actually. This device is used to monitor the incoming data from the internet. So incoming data from the internet, this firewall hardware device used to monitor, and it will identify the malicious or unwanted traffic or relevant information which is necessary to the local area network or which is necessary to the system. So if we look into the depth, the firewall filters the information as well as it will monitor the information from the internet, and it will identify the traffic of data, and it allows the necessary data which is required by the local area network system, which is authenticated one, and unwanted data it will filter. So that is the firewall hardware will takes place. Now let us see the diagram. From the internet, router or modem will get the connection, and again we needs to connect with the firebox or XTM device. This is a device, firewall hardware device, the firebox or XTM device. So the router or modem, this routes the signals from the internet to the firebox. This firebox will connect with the demilitarization zone. So initially these type of connection specifically used in optical networks. So this optical networks consist of this SMTP mail service, simple mail transfer protocol mail services, and web services, webs from the web server. Then this demilitarization zone, so through this optical network, the trusted network which is having here, for example, for system, it needs to get the internet connection. So the firebox, it rolls, it will filter. First, it will monitor. The point is, first it will monitor the incoming traffic information. And secondly, it will filter the unwanted traffic, and it allows the trusted authenticated information to this network. And the mail server also will provide the mail services through this firebox with authentication manner, and web server also will provide the web services. So that is the small idea, simple and small idea about this firebox and DMZ. Types of firewall. So as we have seen already, different types of firewalls are there. Packet filtering firewall, circuit level gateways, stateful inspection firewall, application proxy firewall, next generation firewall, cloud firewall. So there are 6 firewall hardwares which we are going to see here. So the packet filtering firewall. So in that packet filtering firewall, in this diagram we can see that the structure of the packet which is going to this internal network. The structure of this packet IP will be there, source destination IP address, and TCP IP, source destination port number, then the actual data. The packet, each and every packet structure will be like this. From the external network through the router, this particular packet will reach the firewall. Now the firewall monitor the packet, it will monitor the packet, and it will filter the unwanted data or unwanted signals or unwanted interruptions, and exactly it will allow the right authenticated packets to the internal network. So that process will be takes place by this firewall, that is packet filtering. The packet will be filtered, authenticated filtered packet only will be allowed to reach the internal network. So in packet filtering firewall, the data from the internet to the router will be filtered by the IP, source destination address, upper layer protocol number, along with TCP UDP to check the source destination port numbers. With this frame, data will be added, the packet structure will be defined as shown in the figure. The filtered data will be passed in the internal network system, which consists of client server architecture. So which I have already mentioned this point. A packet filtering firewall applies a set of rules to each incoming and outgoing IP packets, then forwarding and then forwards the packets. Filtering rules. So what are all the filtering rules? If we see to it, then it will contains the network packets, source address, destination address, IP protocol field, what exactly the interface. So these things will be under consideration for the packet filtering firewall. Then the circuit level gateways. The circuit level gateways, outside host, from the outside host to the inside host. How this connection, this in, out, and all, it will be executed. So the out to in. The out to in, how this can be connected, we'll see that. So this can be standalone system or it can be specialized function performed by an application level gateway for certain application. It does not permit an end-to-end TCP connection, rather the gateway sets two TCP connection. A typical use of circuit level gateway is a situation in which the system administrator trusts the internal user. So internal users, the system administrator needs to trust the internal users. The gateway can be configured to support application level of proxy services on inbound connections and circuit functions for outbound connections. So inbound connections and outbound connections. So the gateway can be configured to support application level of proxy services. So the gateway which is here, the gateway which is over here, it can be configured for the inbound connection and outbound connection. So the outbound connection which is going to get information and the inbound connection which will get the information to the internal host. So the outbound and inbound connections at this moment, this particular outside connection from the outside host needs to trust this internal inside connection. That is the point which is carefully noted on here. The path may be one side, then another side also we can send it, another side also we can send it. Circuit level gateways. Then stateful inspection firewall. Client A, client B, LAN. So in the LAN, two clients are there. We can see this packets of other sessions are blocked. That is somewhere here. So from the internet, okay, from the internet server, untrusted information or untrusted, unauthenticated things and all, it is going to reach the firewall along with the trusted one. The firewall will filter the untrusted one. It will send the trusted authenticated information to the local LAN. The reply packet of user A in response to the session is allowed to pass through. So user A initialize a session means the untrusted, then filtering, then trusted will send, and client A will access the information. So the other sessions are blocked, which may be in the connection. So only one session can be takes place, that is stateful inspection firewall. We'll see to it. So this firewall deliver a higher level of network security by tracking state and context information. The inspection firewall deliver a higher level of network security by tracking state and context information. The firewall inspects traffic at multiple layers in the network stack based on state, port, and protocol. The stateful firewall is most important for the capability of traffic blocking and protection against most types of cyber security attacks. So, and also it protects resources by stopping non-essential traffic. In short, a stateful packet inspection, also known as dynamic packet filtering, which tracks established connections to ensure effective and complete protection. Then application proxy firewall. So here client PC is requesting for the information. So here web server application web server. The HTTP in the URL we need to type the contents based upon the URL requisition. The FTP, the file transfer protocol proxy server, will get the simple mail transfer protocol email from the web server application. So once the request is made up by using the HTTP proxy, then the HTTP web server will respond and the email proxy will get the information. Then after that, the application firewall will filter and monitor the exact information that will be received in the browser side of our client PC. So the application proxy firewall is a kind of gateway which is lying between the client side system and the web server application. The second type of proxy server is the application level proxy server. This provides all the basic proxy features. In addition, it also provides extensive packet analysis. When packet from the outside arrive at the firewall, they are examined and judged to determine if the security policy allows the packet to enter into the internal network. This means that the server not only evaluates the IP address, it also looks at the data in the packets to stop malicious packets from entering the network. So the next generation firewall. This is advanced threat protection. So the next generation firewall. So in our client, we are going to try to access the browser. This next generation firewall, how this will act, let us see. So first we'll, from client, if we are trying to browse certain things from the World Wide Web, so the first it will go to on box of this next generation firewall. The next generation firewall consists of these things. Number one is next generation malware protection, then the next generation IPS. These two things will be thoroughly monitored in this particular next generation firewall. After that, this advanced protection only, the unwanted, unauthorized file entry will be blocked as a block file. Then the necessary file will be allowed to access by the client. So there is deep packet inspection firewall that moves beyond port protocol inspection and blocking to add application level inspection, NG, intrusion prevention system, which is bringing intelligence from outside the firewall. Now the cloud firewall. See the cloud firewall, there are several systems connected with the cloud database services. This is cloud customer relation management and the cloud database, the email cloud. Several users they are trying to connect with this. This cloud firewall it is protecting the attackers who is going to try to access the information from the cloud database and the cloud email servers. So this firewall is deployed in the cloud and this cloud firewall from a virtual barrier. So virtually it is having some barrier to prevent malicious network traffic in the cloud. They function as a traditional firewall, but the only difference in the cloud firewall is hosted in the cloud platform. Rest the process will remain same, the filtering and the monitoring everything. Thank you very much. Thank you. With this video is completed. So in this video, we have seen different type of firewalls and security methods. Thank you very much. Thank you once again. Thank you all.